And howdy diddy. It's Tuesday. And Autel sprung a leak. Now they actually gave us some real good info. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Actually, before we do that, let's have a look and see who's here. Eat more possum, hey Brent. The 4-axis gimbal. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. Ben T. Well, never mind. 5-axis because it has the dimension of time added to it. Well, there's such an animal as 4-axis and 5-axis, and it comes back from the manufacturer and was CNC equipment. And Doc Murdoch's in the house. Howdy. Sunrise Water Media. Oh, do I have something for you? I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to splurge for a bit. Well, I did splurge for a bit. And I did a new purchase. And let me see if I can't give you a hint here. Come on.
Welcome to Mambo.
Yes.
Disarmed. Flight mode acro.
I went and spent money. I got the Mambo. And no, Sunrise, you can't have it. I know it's football season and all that. But anyway, I thought Sunrise would appreciate that. So, but anyhow, yeah, a new football. I got me a new football. But it's my ball. And you can't have it. I understand the Vikings are still looking for a kicker, so try your luck up there. But anyway, I digress, and I'm going to go over here for a second. And I received his email last night. I'm sure many of you have too. Share that screen and share this, and here we go. And here we are. So we got some pricing released. So the Nano is going for $649. The Nano Plus is $799. The Lite is $1149. And you guessed it, the Lite Plus is $1249. So we're going to take a closer look-see at what all these different models mean. And we're going to take a look-see at the infamous force axis. Took me a second to figure that one out too, but I did figure it out. So let's see. There we go. So let's start with the Nano series. So we've got two Nanos, the Plus and the regular Nano. Apparently the Plus has a slightly larger sensor and does 50 megapixel pictures. And the Nano, the regular Nano, is a 48 megapixel. It's a half-inch sensor. Only a 3-axis gimbal. Yeah, the Nano is the economy version. So that's the $649 one here. Now, the one thing that I don't quite understand at this point, and I'm kind of wondering about, It says 249 gram for the Nano, but I'm not sure if that's only the Nano or the Nano Plus. Is it both Nanos or 249? Or is it just the Nano? So we'll have to find out when it's getting closer to it, because that will definitely make a difference in my buying decision. At this point, I would clearly lean toward the Nano Plus if it's under 249. So we've got a new controller in the mix. So no longer a controller with built-in screen. This one you have to have your phone. They came up with a new app for it apparently too. And I guess what's most significant is the FPV signal is 2.7K at 30 frames a second. So if you're just recording what's on your phone screen, you're already getting some real good quality. And then to get the full 4K 30, you have to download it off of the drone itself. 30-minute flight time. Well, that's nothing to get too excited about, but I'll run with that. 30-minute for sub 250, I think is quite acceptable. Now, obviously, the Nano Plus has the bigger sensor, makes for a slightly better picture, so we'll have to keep an eye on the actual quality when we actually get these things in our happy little paws. So that much for the Nano series. Anybody has anything to contribute on the Nanos? Anyone pop up in the chat that here you go. There you go, Chris. The place kicker. Are the cameras interchangeable? So far, none of their literature says anything about the cameras being interchangeable. So that is one of the things we have to wait till we actually get one of these on our paws. And that's one thing that's missing out of this whole mess. They have not announced as to when we're actually going to get these, when these actually going to come on the market. And there's another thing that just, I don't understand. You got this gray and black bird and you put yellow glasses on it. I mean, come on, guys. You know, you could have kept it black, or no, put it in orange. I mean, then you have the Autel tied to it, but yellow, really? So what would your favorite color be out this much? I think I would either stick with the traditional orange or go to the white one. And either way, you're going to have to put probably be the orange just for visibility. The white one kind of looks cool. But the orange one, you're going to be able to see that at that distance. Yeah, when I don't know. We'll have to figure out a way to put a sticker on it or something, make it look differently. Yeah, they could have come up with a bright yellow version of it. Hey, Woody. Hey, Paul. Wet and windy UK. No fly zone. Well, that stinks. You got one wet and windy. We got super hot here. So, um, our last meetup would get cut short because it was just too hot. Wet and windy Woody. Now that's a channel name right there. Or was it Wet and Wild? I forget. Put 3M reflection tape on it. On the white one or on which one? I mean, to have the reflection, you have to have a light source. I've got an idea. We'll take it off and we'll send it in and have it chromed. Give it a nice chrome grill. Woody was on a site for school today. Took the Mini too, but sadly couldn't fly. Yep. Anyhow, let's switch gears and we're going to the light. Oh, we're all the way at the top. Here we go. Light only come in 3 colors. Well, see, on the light they put a black grill on it on the gray one, and they put carbon fiber arms. Now, question is, are these genuine carbon fiber, or is it just a fake print on it? I don't think they were too concerned about weight on that thing because they're way over the mark. But here's the light, and the light has the world's first 4-axis gimbal. Has anybody figured out what that means? What's the 4-axis? Because it dawned on me. And CNC, we got 3-axis CNC, we got 4, we got 5. 3 means just like a 3D printer, it goes X, Y, Z axis, and then the actual bit starts tilting one way or another to allow for angle drilling into pieces. And then there's a 5th axis where the actual head of the machine turns places too. What's this 4th axis? They're talking about switching the video from horizontal to vertical format. So instead of having, you have your regular horizontal picture that's stabilized 3 ways. Now for the 4th, it actually turns the picture up to vertical. Ken Heron's going to be all about that, since we all know how he loves vertical video. I might have to shoot a whole vertical and send it to him just to see him lose his mind. So, yeah, it's basically the sensor is rotating 90 degrees in the housing, or they got a way to just turn the image on the sensor. So that is their world's first 4-axis. So now you can now we can do vertical footage and be ready to submit it to TikTok and YouTube Shorts, which all prefer the vertical format. Well, gimbal roll doesn't roll that far. See, it rolls to an extent, but it only rolls to keep you stable. It doesn't completely do a 90-degree turn. Shame these are not going out to be available for spin up. Yeah, and then we shoot a whole bunch of footage at spin up and vertical, and we send it to Ken Heron. I want to see him eat his hat. Well, he don't wear hats. Okay, eat a shirt. Yeah, I'd really like to know when these things are going to come available. So, but again, this is the light has the same sensor as the Nano Plus, but it offers the fourth axis on it. So, little higher resolution at 50 megapixel versus 48 on the Plus, but got HDR mode, we've got tracking, and we got colors. So 3 colors on this one: orange, gray, and white. So we don't have nothing red on this one. And then we get, I think that the controller for all 4 is one and the same controller, and it's all one and the same app on your phone. But now the 40-minute flight time on it is interesting, but again, I want to see if we actually see the 40 minutes, which I kind of doubt. I'd say 35 minutes at best, but we'll roll with that. So do we have, where's the Light Plus now? We got the Light, Nano, where'd the Light Plus go? Come on. I know you're out there. Okay, we'll go over here and look at the Light Plus. There we go. Nano Plus, Nano. So here's the Light Plus. It has the 1-inch sensor, 6K, 30 frames per second video. It actually has an adjustable aperture on it, 2.8 through 11. Again, well, plus, but I think that's the only upgrade from the Light to the Light Plus. I think everything else is pretty much the same on both of those. It's just the difference in camera. And at $100 difference, might as well go to the Plus. So, somebody else pointed out earlier, the Light is the Air 2, and the Light Plus is the Air 2S competition. It says 6K video, but actually, from what I understand, it's 5.4K. Again, we're not given all of the specs yet, but pretty good chunk of it. So, This one here is kind of funny. The sky portrait. Be your own personal paparazzi. Well, the Nano Plus would definitely be a mini 3 beater. My question is two questions. Are both the Nanos sub 250? And then what happened to remote ID? I don't see any mention of remote ID on the light. And that will be a deal breaker for me because I'm not spending $1,150 or $1,250 on a quad that in 2 years cannot be flown anymore because it's missing remote ID, or I have to fiddle around with a module to put on it to make it compliant. So, and Maddie's in the house. Maddie's been all over the place over the course of the past 3 days now with this Autel business. Maybe Maddie can chime in. Have you heard anything on the Nano Plus being under 250 or not? It's mentioned for the Nano, but it's not mentioned for the Nano Plus. So we need and Nano or Autel might have some in the drones already. Mini 2 has remote ID built in, not activated. The Mini 2 wouldn't need remote ID because it's up 250. I mean, I could be mistaken, but and I'm just seeing my Nightbot popping in here about my daughter's cancer business, and I do have some good news to share on that front. They did another CT scan on her, and the cancer is responding to the chemo. Both tumors have shrunk about 35%. So, or the 2 tumors that we know of at this point. Most of the parts showed up for the CL1. Oh, you talking to Doc. So, anyhow, so I'm trying to keep up with you guys in the chat here. So, yeah, the things that I'm missing on this is the remote ID business. There's no mention of it whatsoever, and that kind of concerns me. And that, I mean, Autel makes some good stuff. I actually own the original Evo or the Evo 1, whatever you want to call it. And I love that thing, especially when I'm doing stuff where I can fly video and take pictures at the same time. I don't have to turn off the video. I can snap pictures on the fly. So, really, really liking that feature. And then, recently, I bought this thing. This is more, a recreational thing. Something small, you can throw in your pocket, have it with you at all times. And or either are going to be able to live stream. I don't know. Hadn't been. There's nothing known about the app, and I guess that would be in the app. Well, I figured these are base model prices. And then you have to buy the Fly More bundle to go with it. I mean, that's Autel. Think remote ID will be? No, I don't think Europe is anywhere close to anything like remote ID. If the Life Deck works with this new signal, Doc, I don't know that the Life Deck's going to work with any of these new ones. I don't know that we're going to get. Yeah, the no-fly zone or the flight restrictions, they're going to be in all of these guys before long. You're absolutely right about that, Matt. So, and if you guys wouldn't mind, hit the old thumbie upper button, if you would, please. I appreciate it. Keep YouTube thinking I'm doing some of importance. We all know better, but I know y'all just come here to hear me pick on Chris anyway. Well, we're good at it. I need to get that audio file from you too. The one that Sunrise you need to be kicked, because I'm going to put it on the Mambo. Actually, I might record my own, say something like, leave it alone. Or, don't do it, Sunrise. Don't do it. I'll come up with some completely inappropriate, like I usually do. And just to interject, slight change the subject here real quick. I bought this little dude right here, the P16. Eat more possum, you still out there? I love this thing. This thing is great, especially for flying indoors. Right now, I got two 2S batteries and two 3S batteries for that thing. And I think I need to buy a couple more 2S batteries. I wonder who you're talking about, Doc. Anybody have any idea? Just got done ripping a little freestyle too. That freestyle looks like a lot of fun, but once you've gone to the dark side, or to the light side, I should say, because on, you know, once you go on DJI and you can actually see stuff, it's kind of hard to go back to analog. And I've not actually, I've got a couple little ones here that are analog, but really haven't flown them too much. I've got this little 1S. I got another 2S. I'm just gonna sell that one, and then I'm still working on my 3-inch 6S project, and I'll be building another one. I guess another 5-incher. Oh, by the way, I got the 4.5-inch props for the shocker, and they are definitely the better size. So gives a little clearance all the way around. I don't have to worry about chopping stuff up anymore, because just to give you an idea how tight it was the 5-inch props. You see that? It literally has a wedge cut into it where it got a little too close to the props. So the digital dock side, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's the only thing stopping me too, is money. God, don't we all need more money? But yeah, I actually sold the analog goggles that I had, the Sky Zones, because I have had a hard time with them, and I found out why. My IPD was larger than what the max adjustment on the 030s were. 030s went to 69 and a half, and I'm apparently at 71 and a half. So, oh, Harley FPV in the house. Good evening, sir. Glad you could make it. Pull up a chair and join us. Join us. You using big ass box goggles, Matt? There's nothing wrong with box goggles. Matter of fact, I had some Scout, the Fat Shark Scout box goggles, and I really liked them. And then I went to then I actually sold an analog quad that I had and went over to just flying full-time digital. And now I'm looking on my shelf here, and I've got, well, way too many. Way too much on my shelf here. So we got the Beetle 2.5, the Beetle 3-inch, the Catalyst Machine Works massive drone on 3-inch. The EV800Ds are good goggles. Yeah, they're big, but craziest pilots. We don't have any craziest pilots here. Howdy, Fly Zone. Mike, welcome. Glad you could make it. we were just discussing the Autel offerings, and well, we'll have to see what they look like once we get them out in the wild. We really have to see what it look like when we get them out in the wild. So, has anybody heard a release date for these things? Matt, have you heard anything? I'm really dying to find out when this is going to get released. And with all the leaks, we haven't seen any FCC filings yet. That's really what I'm curious, because that shit, well, hurt in October. I would expect these guys to be on the market in time for the Christmas rush. But we're gonna go broke this year. We've got DJI Action, Osmo Action 2 coming. DJI is coming out with the Mavic 3. These guys come out with 2. I mean, I don't know how this is gonna work out. Because that's a lot of money that we're talking. I mean, 79 for the Nano Plus and then 1250 for the other. So that's almost 2100 right there. Between those two, then you got to have your fly more combos on top of it. So you're talking $2,500 all day long. So and Matt Fields a DJI FPV carbon fiber freestyle V2 in his near future. If you can get anything was a decent camera on it. Well, is it really going to be that profitable? Third Eye, you were actually able to place an order? Wait a minute. Hold on. I want to see this. Evo season holiday sale. Let's see what this is. Yep, that one done sold out. Yeah, that don't look so hot. Autel is taking pre-orders. Okay, well, I'm on the Autel site. Somebody tell me where I'm going up here to shop. We got Evo 2 Pro, Evo 2, Evo 1, and refurbished. We get a real good deal on the original Evo. Did they make a deal for current Autel owners to get in on the action first before anybody else? Yeah, third eye. If you have a link, do share. And Blind Neil in the house. Howdy, howdy, howdy. From a dealer in California. A dealer or a stealer? Yeah, they're not in stock yet. I mean, we know that, but you're awful brave to throw money at something that's not even in stock yet or on the way. And another question for you, since we already got you, why'd you go? What's the Nano, not what's the Nano Plus? I know there's a $150 price difference between the two, so that's probably part of the decision. But I'll throw that. You're a braver soul than me. A store that doesn't have a storefront yet sends me a deal to pre-order a drone that's not on the market yet. Yeah, I would not be. Covert Drones in Minnesota was taking pre-orders, but said in his post that he would not guarantee a specific delivery date. Well, I wish Autel would carve up a ship date for these to go out to the dealers. Where's 808 when you need him? He's got all the connections to Autel. Yeah, it's a gamble, Matt. I agree with you on that. There you go. Pre-order. It drone works. Well, here we go. So according to these folks, shipping late October, early November. Nano Premium bundle. So that's the extra batteries, I take it. That adds $150 to it. Here we go. Nano Plus. Add premium to it. Yowza. Well, here we go. You're ready to go broke? Yeah, I'm not tying up that kind of money either. Yeah. Well, so if anybody wants to place a pre-order, DroneWorks apparently takes pre-orders. Was an estimated shipping of late October, early November. Well, so order no payment until invoice is sent to me. There you go. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see when they're actually going to ship. So third eye, what color did you choose? You know what? I'd be willing to put down $100 on a deal just to hold a spot in line, so to speak. So left the gray and the fluorescent yellow. No, I'm not on board with that yellow at all. I think purely for visibility, I probably stick with the orange because that's going to be the easiest to see up in the sky. All the red's probably just as easy to see, but I like the. Yeah, because these guys need to be careful too. Um, I don't know if you guys know that, but when you accept credit cards, you can only have so much money going back. And this goes back to the beginning of the internet, way back when the first thing that got popular over the internet were porn sites, and they used to use credit cards for age verification. I actually had a online store set up several years ago. I was on satellite dishes and what have you, and I got a notification from MasterCard and Visa and my credit card processing company that I could not have more than 1% of my monthly turnover or my monthly gross in going back, or they would fine me like $25,000 a month. And what it was explained, there was a lot of the adult sites or porn sites, whatever you want to call it, and they were using credit cards for age verification. And then, they have the free trial. And if you didn't kill the deal within the first 2 hours, no, 3 days later, we'll charge your card. And people call up the credit card and say, hey, I didn't authorize this charge. And there were a lot of back charges going on. And the credit card companies, the credit card processors got tired of it, shoving a bunch of money around for free, that they finally said, yeah, we'll go and put a stop to that. And Johnny Drone Flyer in the house. Howdy, Johnny. How are things in Louisiana? Hope everything is dry. I saw your fence project. That came along nicely. So do you guys build like a new fence every 5 years or so? Is that about the norm down there? I mean, I grew up on the coast, and I've seen the school that's across the street from my parents' house. Actually, the school I went to. Uh, Over there, it's called middle school, but it's equivalent to the high school here. And it has the clay roof shingles on it. And every time good storm come through, there'd be these clay shingles sticking in the lawn and in front of the building. And you could gauge how bad the storm was just by the amount of shingles ripped off the roof. Here's our hero right here. He ain't scared of nothing except mama. I ain't scared. Just buy it, Doc. Just buy it. Sleeping on the couch is kind of like camping with a big screen TV. So, anyhow, I think we beat that dead horse plenty enough now. So, DroneWorks does pre sales. If anybody's wanting to, yeah, Mama beat Doc's butt already. Get a big crack in it too. And no, we don't want to see it, Doc. So, that remind, yeah, better not go there. Actually, just go ahead and order it and set up a webcam or something when you tell her that you did, because I want to see what happens next. Not that we're trying to instigate anything. Maybe a little bit, but yeah. Anyhow, yeah, so that was the big news this week, was Autel releasing these 4 drones. And Apparently, it was the GoPro 10. I'm hearing there's somewhat overheating issues. Matter of fact, I just watched a stream or a video from a guy. He took let's see, the Osmo Action, the Insta360, and then the GoPro 7, 8, 9, and 10, and let them all rip at the same time. And the Insta and the Osmo were still recording after 32 minutes. However, you couldn't turn on the screens anymore. Oh no. No. You're going to have to, encase the camera accordingly, okay? Well, if Louisiana is too far for you to drive, you're welcome to send it to my house. I'll be taking really good care of it. I wouldn't advise you to send anything to Sunrise's house. He might make a football out of it, though. Yeah, well, just trying to help, Doc out a bit. So, anyways, I think we got Autel taken care of. I think we're well, Johnny, it's not that Chris is dropping it. He drops and kicks. No, he drop kicks. I will definitely test the water tower avoidance on it. I got a great big water tower right out here, out my back door. I don't know if you guys do simulators, but if you ever do the wing simulator that actually is like for wings and airplanes, they do have a water tower in one of the scenes, and if you hit it, it gives a nice little boing. Yeah. Trust me, I done figured that out. It's a nice hollow bong to go with it too. So there must not be any water in it. But anyhow, we're coming up on our hour here. Anybody's got any more questions of any kind? I'm just gonna do this one more time just for.
Welcome to Mambo.
Just for
Switch warning. Disarmed. Flight mode acro.
Mama's checking the webpage right now for DroneWorks. Oh boy. Hey now, I got the copyright on it in water towers, okay? I done such a fine job on that too. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that sound. Let me see here. I don't think I've got the video on already, but I know I've got. Come on, where'd it go? There we go. There you go. That's why I didn't have that hollow sound, because that thing is encased in concrete. And yeah, that's what it looked like just before impact. Let me see. I might have the video here too. Where'd it go? Yeah, there we go. I wonder why this is. Yep, that's not it either. What the heck is going on here? Let me see. Why can't it play my files? That is not cool. That is not cool at all. Yep, that wasn't it. And that's not it either. I know it's in here somewhere. No, that's not it. Yeah. I'm not finding that right now. What am I famous for? Wait a minute. Actually, the video is posted on my channel too. I know that for a fact. I have to go way back in history. There we go. All right. We'll show this. We'll make that big. I'm gonna stop that here. Okay, here we go. For everybody, get another good laugh out of it. Here we go. Don't ask me how I made it through those power lines, because I have no idea. Yeah, that was my first flight, was this thing that actually could be called a real flight. And right about there, I lost it in the sun. And right about now, we're going, oh shit. And there she went. Yep, that happened. Yeah, that happened. So yeah, that video actually made it on Ken Heron's feed too at one point. Yeah, there was a fence around the water tower. Yeah, there was a fence. Was barbed wire over the top of it too. But I had a beeper in the wing, and it started beeping. You know, it did exactly what it's supposed to be doing. And the guy that lived right next to the water tower came out, and he saw me back there, and he's like, apparently his kids have thrown a few frisbees over into that area. So he had an 8-foot step ladder and one of those gorilla ladders. And he's like, you can't put that right over the top of the fence. And no, climb right over. So he let me use that. I went over, retrieved my wing, and found all the bits and pieces to it. So yeah, that's how I got my stuff back. Good night, Paul. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you in the stream. Good to have you in the chat. So, and I think it is time for me to call it day 2. So we know to go to DroneWorks now to do our pre-order. Yeah, I got a build. Well, I'm right there. The Phoenix. That's going to be my next big project. But I kind of got a little behind on my projects because I had some repairs to do on some of my quads, and well, they didn't go quite according to plan. So I've fallen behind on my duties. But it is time to call it night. Y'all, I appreciate you coming in. All right, Harley, you have a good night. Have a good day at work. It's time for me to actually go run over to Best Buy real quick. And I shall see y'all next Tuesday. I don't know if our fancy tickles us again to do a Saturday night stream or not this week. I kind of doubt it because I don't think I'm going to be in town. But anyhow, you all take care. See you next Tuesday. And until then, be safe out there. And here we go.